A Radio 1 station. Boston's home for classic soul and R&B. 1090 AM. WILD. Boston.
Keeping it real. Keeping it real. I'm your host, Reverend Al Sharpton. Exhale Friday, 1-877-532-5797. Let's go back to the phones. Let's go to David in Austell, Georgia. David.
God bless Supreme Freedom Fighter.
God bless you. How you doing, David?
Just fine. That's David backwards, David King, it's Flavor King. Your security when you come to the house.
All right.
Hey, right. It's Happy New Year.
Same to you.
Absolutely. I have to get in like that sometimes because your phone screen will be, they be on some, But anyway, Brother Al.
Yes.
I play chess. And we got to come at them like that. It's got to be chess. We can't start this same year off like we ended it last year.
Right.
So if we're not playing, we need a referendum. It ain't not one song out about Dr. King. And they spoke, and that's a shame with all the good music we can make. And I know we can. Ludacris, one of the best writers it is. He can make a song tonight. So since they didn't do that, I'm going to be with Mary Pat at Civic Center. Y'all know that. National Arts Network, all us going to be there to support this sister. And I know you listening, Mary Pat. You're a princess. And if you go save these kids, we got to play chess. So, the referendum, I think that's the word, or whatever it is, we got to call it today. Matter of fact, Al Sharpton, you the number one freedom fighter considered in America. It's you. On Dr. King's birthday, Dr. King would love it. All the civil rights leaders would love it if we had one day with no violence on the radio.
I like that.
Music when they're talking about how I want to ride it. It's nowhere else but in Atlanta. V103, the people station, to say you love us. Frank Steve, please, just one day. Wanda Smith, one day. Cameron, one day. The main one, come on at 6. Greg Street, one day. Of just love, man. No drug deals. No Gucci, man. None of that stuff unless them folks talking positive. And they got them songs. They done told me. I done heard some of them songs these people got. I'm their security also, so I know they want to stop this madness. So just give us one day. 24 hours of nothing but love. You know these kids don't know what's going on.
I like that. I like that, David.
Are you going to start it? Can we do it?
Yeah, we're going to do that, Dave. We're going to call one day, King David. We're going to do that. I like that. We're going to start putting that together right now. When I get off the air, we need to do that. I like that. That's what it's all about. Let me read a few tweets. Monded Hell, I hope I'm saying it right. Rev Al, on King Holiday, I plan to participate in the King Day Parade with my 4-year-old godson. We listen to Reverend King's speeches. I like that. My friend Lick Apple says, Rev Al, I had to be convinced of this, but my series will be multicultural, multi-ethnic. My parents and Dr. King would be proud. I look beyond color, and I'm glad to hear that she's working on her series. She said, I will be working on Dr. King's Day, and it doesn't look too good for Steele, she said. He'll be calling you soon, Brother Al. And they're in the 4th round of votes, but the last round did not look good. Let's go to Will in Columbia, South Carolina. Will?
Good afternoon, Reverend Al. How you doing?
I'm great. And you?
Good. I got a real quick comment and a question for you. The comment is, life and death are in the power of the tongue. And even though what Sarah Palin said did not directly contribute to what happened, that rhetoric and that type of talk creates or contributes to an atmosphere where this thing can easily happen. And I think I know something needs to happen to change what people like Rush Limbaugh and what they can say over the air. And I wanted to ask you, I know you have something going on where is it something with the FCC?
Yeah, we've gone to
What's going on with that?
We've gone to FCC and asked for public hearings. There's supposed to be follow-up meetings after the King holiday that we agreed the week or the 17th, which I'll be announcing. We want public hearings on what should be allowed on the air. We have standards on obscenity. We have standards on pornography. Why not standard on what can be said? That's not impairing or in any way infringing upon free speech. It's having the same boundaries of standards that you have on obscenities and anything else. And I think that now, even more than ever, we need to have that. And I'm going to be all over that next week.
That's good. It's amazing what they can get away with.
It is. And again, whether it's a direct link or not, no one is saying that the poisonous atmosphere is bad enough.
Exactly.
And what I've said is, I'm not saying there's a link, but the fact that it brought up the discussion, we need to have the discussion. I'm glad the discussion is out there. Thank you for your call. Let's go for Irene in Detroit. Irene, I'm getting everybody on hold. Irene.
Yes, Reverend Sharpton, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay. Now, listen.
Hold on. I got to take a break. I'll be right back to you after this.
Okay.
And our other callers. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Keeping it real. Sharpton. We'll be right back.
1090 WILDAF. WILD. Where information is power.
Keeping it real. Keeping it real. Keeping it real. Keeping it real.
Keeping it real, keeping it real. I'm your host, Reverend Al Sharpton, and we're back. 1-877-532-5797. Irene from Detroit, I think, dropped. So let's go to Miss Richardson and Chevy. How you doing, Miss Richardson?
Good afternoon, my darling, and to your wonderful family.
Good afternoon. Happy King weekend to you.
Yes, and I'm going to be celebrating Dr. King. We love him. And, Reverend, I would really appreciate on the behalf of the family, NWL family, it's not going to hurt them to put a couple of candles on the dining room table this evening and tomorrow to pay tribute and respect our love for the King family. I have I always put a white and a black one on because that was the way how Dr. King wanted people to live. Remember when he said he wanted to see little white boys and little white girls hold hands with little black girls and little black boys?
Right.
See, this was his message. But unfortunately, Reverend, and I'm in my 70s, and I'm telling you, we have a lot of sick white brethren out there that doesn't even pay that any kind of attention. We only have, I would say, less than half of that group of people, the Caucasian race. Because I feel it when I go into, God given me a way of feeling things about people. And when I'm up on them, you can just kind of tell the tension and the insensitivity on the part of a lot of Caucasian people. They're frowning, and they're very strategic, and they're very, how they will do it. And then when there's other whites in these stores, department stores, hospitals, and other whites come up to them, they smile, they greet, they're giving them their honorable, conversion of each side. But when blacks come to them, it's almost like they don't have much to say. They're wondering, well, why are blacks there at the counter talking to them? So, there's double standards. The man called earlier about how that those people were perceived in Arizona. It does seem like it's double standards because it's a standard that they have for blacks to degrade and to call them terrorists and different things. But when it comes to the white race, they're not going to say that. They're very, very careful in their strategy about what to call white their own kind. So there is a double standard. There's hatred amongst these that man, Rush Limbaugh, Glenn Beck, and all of these types of people, that they need to go to church more and really understand what the church is for, what about God is for, because apparently they've got the wrong God in their presence. They don't have God with them, Reverend. These people are totally lost spiritually. And you know, something is said about in the Bible, if your soul is dead, then that's over. You know, it's over for you, period. If your soul has been dead, you're over with. But I just want to say God bless you and have a great weekend. We love you, and I'll call you next Friday.
All right. Have a great weekend, Ms. Richardson. Let's go to Andrew in Philadelphia.
Al?
Hello?
Reverend Al?
Yes.
Yeah, good afternoon. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you.
This is Andrew from your Philadelphia Freedom Riders here in Philadelphia. Let me tell you what we're going to be doing on Monday and actually Tuesday, too, because it's so nice we're going to have to do it twice. We're pressing on here. We're participating in a memorial service and a forum on equality and justice with some of our friends who asked for assistance of our chapter, the Church of the Overcomer. And I have on the line with me Pastor Keith Collins, and we're going to be participating.
Good afternoon, Reverend Al. Good afternoon, Pastor Collins.
And when you talk about the National Action Network, the key word there is action. So it's not a day off for us; it's a day on. And we're leading up to, we're planning forward and looking backwards and seeking equality and justice. And if Pastor Collins can explain to you some of the festivities that we're going to have on Monday and also leading up to the demonstration that we're going to have on Tuesday, that would be great.
Thank you so much, Andrew. So, Reverend, now, what we're going to do on Monday the 17th from 10 to 2 at the church, Church of the Overcomer in Trainer, PA, we're having a forum where we're going to show the seminar done by Julian Bond on the Montgomery, Alabama boycott, followed by a forum to discuss some of the contemporary issues of injustice and inequality that exists within Delaware County, Pennsylvania. Delaware County is right next to Philadelphia. It's a suburb of Philly. And then on Tuesday, sir, Tuesday the 18th, we're going to organize a protest against one of the local school districts. It's called the Chichester School District. Our ministry has been in a 5-year court battle with this school district. They're trying to tax ministry properties that are being used to house people in transition, being used to house young college students that are in transition. In other words, no profit making is taking place. We purchased a church in 2005 that had been a white church for 100 years. We bought it, and we started getting tax notices as soon as we bought the property. And we've won in common pleas court. We've won with the Delaware County Real Estate Board. But this school district refuses to acknowledge our tax-exempt status. So we're going to have a protest in front of their headquarters at 401 Cherry Tree Road in Ashton, PA, on Tuesday the 18th, sir.
And so we're making that connection in the spirit of Martin Luther King there, Reverend Al.
Well, that sounds to me like action and sound like great things. Let us know, call in, and let me know how to thank you for your call and thank you for your work and your sacrifice. Well, Martin Luther King Jr. changed this country. He changed world history. He gave his life, whether you agreed with his tactics or not, whether you agreed with all he did or not. What can you do more than to lay down your life for mankind and lay down your life for your brother, lay down your life for your sister? All of us ought to stop Monday and do something. The president, the first lady, the members of the administration said they're doing days of service. Some will be with us in Washington on Monday morning. Others will be with us in Harlem. Some will be with us in New Jersey. Wherever you are, you should stop and do something, because this holiday is a holy day, a day where we thank someone that stood up and made a difference for us. You and I owe it to those that thought it not robbery to give themselves so we would have a better life. He touched us all collectively. He touched us all individually. We have a day that we ought to tell our children that we're not here because we're lucky. We're here because we're blessed. And one of those blessings was Martin Luther King Jr. Let me thank my executive producer, Fatim Muhammad, my producer today, Nick Khan, my technical producer, Dr. Lee Majors, phone screener, Sister April Preston. But most of all, let me thank you for calling in, listening in. You had called in and couldn't get through, but hung in there anyhow. Remember, whatever you do, wherever you go, however you feel, tell somebody all King Weekend long. Reverend Al told you personally, keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real. Talk to you Monday.
1090 WILDAF. WILD. Where information is power. 1090 AM.
1090 AM.
WILD. Radio 1 celebrating 30 years of service to the African American communities.
Also here in the city of Boston.
NewsTalk 1090 WILD. The Tom Joyner Morning Show.
Weekday mornings.
The Warren Valentine Show.
Weekday mornings at 10.
And Keepin' It Real. Keepin' It Real. With the Reverend Al Sharpton.
Weekday afternoons at 1.
It all happens on NewsTalk 1090 AM. WILD. Where information is power.